how did he get from there to the Nordic world? Because like I try to research into it in order to like get more understanding of it, but it was all just like fan lore, and it was saying like he took a bow and then somehow I forget how it explained that he got into the Nordic world, but then like he came across like some type of like I don't want to say he came across Fenrir, the giant wolf in Nordic mythology, but something like that, where it actually weakened him pretty bad, and he was I want to say close to death, but he was pretty badly wounded, and then that's when he had met his wife, and I think she had like taken him in, and that's how he ultimately was able to get into the Nordic world and kind of disseminate into it.
I see. Yeah, like I said, there definitely could be something there, but possible that they just continue it on, which
Yeah.
I'm all for too.
Yeah. Oh, I would love to see again. I would love to see how it would be like if after Kratos dies and like you see Atreus being the main character. But I wonder if that if they did make a God of War where Atreus is the main character, if he would still be like kind of young, because you see that he did. It's been a few years between God of War and God of War Ragnarok because his voice is deeper, he's a bit bigger and everything as well. Um, Now I remember seeing some like concept arts or like fan arts of like an older Atreus, and he has like the same kind of like it's green instead, but like the same marks kind of like Kratos. So I wonder, like, imagine seeing like an adult Atreus slash Loki as being the main character. Like he wouldn't be as big buff as Kratos, but damn, what kind of shit do you think he would do? Like, do you think he'd be able to like shapeshift into other creatures? Because like the whole way that he was able to give birth to the world serpent, which as we found out with God of War, that is very well a possibility that's his son. Because like when they were talking about like fractures, like such battles can break through the very fabric and essence of time itself to a point to where the world serpent that's already grown is actually the child of Atreus. So maybe in if there was a God of War game where Atreus is the main character, you see like kind of like some of that stuff as well, and even like a side game where they kind of give more explanation on that stuff.
True. I think they could do this next game, not be done with it, and not have Kratos die, and then have a third game where we know this guy has to die eventually.
Yeah,
And in between this first and third game, or the second and third game, they can have probably a side story with Atreus. That would be cool. Yeah.
yeah, that would be cool. It would be cool too to see because Hel Hela, I think that's her name.
Valhalla.
Well, no, so and like in the Nordic mythology, Loki's daughter, she's like the ruler of like the Hell in Nordic mythology. I think her name
Oh,
is
okay.
Hel. Like Thor Ragnarok, that movie, and his oldest sister was Hel.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so like in the original mythology, that's actually Loki's daughter. I wonder if we would come across her, maybe not in Ragnarok, but like if it's a solo game of being Atreus, whether it's a side game or a main story game, if we see like Hel come into the picture and then maybe like Atreus has to fight her and whatnot, be like, how the fuck am I your dad? And she's all explaining some of the stuff and whatnot. But I wonder if we would see her.
True. I think there's plenty of things that they could do for it. But I'm just excited to see how Kratos' story ends. To be honest,
Yeah, it's gonna be a serious tearjerker. Like, my
I
God.
think if I remember correctly, way back in the day, I'm pretty sure you predicted that it was going to Norse mythology.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, because after like God of War 3, I remember when after we beat God of War 3 and there was like nothing left to it, but then you saw that little cutscene where his body disappeared. Now and yeah, we were talking about it, and I was like thinking like, what if he like actually like transferred into a different mythology? And yeah, I remember now. Yeah, I was saying like, what if he transferred into Nordic mythology, took on fucking Odin, took on Thor,
I think
all those bastards.
I think that was the craziest thing when they actually announced the new God of War. I was like, this motherfucker actually called that fucking shit. Called that shit way early.
Yeah. God, I'm trying to remember too how long ago that was. Because let's see here, like when the first God of War came out in the 2000s. I'm trying to remember. God, we're getting old.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's trying to remember. Yeah, God of War 1, it came out on the PS2. Same with God of War 2. And then God of War 3 was the first God of War franchise game that was integrated into PS3.
Hmm.
But God, that was at least 12, maybe 13 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.